Welcome to Divine Truth, my series speaking with others around the world as they tell their stories of pre-birth memories and near-death out-of-body experiences. Prepare to be amazed and inspired as I explore their true, incredible journeys. Hey everyone, so glad to have each and every one of you with us today. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful day. We have wonderful guests. This is going to be so incredible. First of all, I would like to introduce Stepanie Getz with Getz Spooky Society. She's in the purple for those of you who do not know. And also the lovely April Lynn. She is the actual person that has done training through the Dolores Cannon technique schooling. And she's the one that actually performed this technique on Stepanie recently. And so they're going to discuss this. April's going to tell us a little bit about what this technique is, what it does. And then Stepanie is going to explain the results, actually, things that she experienced. And I'm so excited to hear about all of this. I love Dolores Cannon so much. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it to you, lovely April, and let you begin.
Hi, everybody. I'm honored to be here with you two lovely ladies. Quantum healing hypnosis technique is basically it's an advanced past life regression. That's what it is. Okay. So it's actually way beyond past life regression. So in saying that, the reason for me that I chose the QHHT is because there's a couple of different reasons people like it. Like in Stefanie's situation, so it was the story of a past life coming together for her. She had some more questions, and I won't tell you, but I will tell you that the stories and these regressions are amazing. But the reason that I got interested in QHHT is because of the healing of the body, healing of the mind. It's so amazing. Most people make their appointments because they want healing in the body, whether it's their heart or, whatever's going on with their body. And I've also learned the soul speak, which is language of the body. So that helps you yourself to heed the messages of your body. So, once we get, it's mind, body, and soul, right? So once we start connecting all those dots for ourselves, and you can do this for yourself, it's so incredible. So Stepanie was the perfect session. So I am a level 1 QHHT practitioner, but I'm also in the beginning stages of my internship, which means I have several sessions that I do to get my experience. Well, lo and behold, Stefanie's my first gal. And it was so much fun. I was just way. And this reminds me, because I was thinking today about, my reasoning for doing what I do. And all these years, the modalities and things that led up to this point, and realized, and these two girls here, they're my sisters, and there's so many reasons why they're my mentors. The way we engage with each other and heal each other and do the things that we do together. But Stepanie, so she is the epitome. I don't really like that word, but she's the total example of how to do this yourself. Okay. So I'm just kind of like the captain of the ship. Okay. But she takes such good care of herself. She's very connected in her body. She's very intuitive. She does all the right things for herself, shows herself so much self-love, and she heeds the messages in her body. She wants to learn. She has you know, a very special gift of wanting to master herself. And that's the most important thing that we're here for, is to master ourselves, because then we not only leave experiences for our grandchildren and things like that, but like we heal generations past, present, and future. And it's so amazing because we all want to leave something, right? You know, maybe we don't have a lot of money or, things, but we want to leave something. And the most amazing thing you can do for yourself is master the self. And Stepanie truly is the example of that with her inner work that she does. And it was really a good time. And I knew we were going to go right into the past life regression, because you've really got a lot of things in check, Stepanie. It was a lot of fun for me.
So April, if I could interrupt just a moment, we have Birmingham, Alabama's most interesting, has a question. How many levels are there?
3. There's 3 levels.
And do you mind to explain the levels as you understand them at this point? We understand that you're still learning, like we all are, right?
Sure. Yes. So the level 1 allows you to you get your certificate, and you do 25 people for free. Your first 25 sessions are free. Once you do those first 25, then your internship is over. And you can begin level 2 at any time. I'm actually studying level 2 now. So I'm kind of, overlapping, and that's okay. And there's a lot of information to learn. Dolores left us behind so many wonderful, good books. And you know what? I wanted to share with you. Oh, I'll finish the level 3. So then level 3, and I do know by the time you get to level 3, level 2, you can start charging for sure once your 25 is over. And then by the time you get to level 3, you should have done 125 sessions. And then you get obviously you get your training. But so you go from 25. Once your 25 sessions are over, you can start charging. And then you go into level 3, having 125. But can I share some books with everyone?
Of course.
Okay. So I recommend any of Dolores Cannon's books. They're absolutely, anyone that you start with is great. But when I talk about healing the body and getting to know the messages of your body, it's really, you can do a lot of healing on your own. I always recommend seeing a QHHT practitioner, though, but to give you a head start. So it's just some of the things that I've studied over the years, which is Lois Hay. Maybe a lot of you know Lois Hay, but she kind of is the, started in the beginning of healing your body and your mind. But
can you see on, do you have the book in front of you? Okay, thank you. So it's Hay?
Yes. And Dolores believed in healing your body with affirmations. Our minds, the way they speak to us, we have to be careful of that, because we're speaking to every cell in our body. And that's what our body is hearing if we're talking negative to it. Or so, you can read up a little bit more about her. She was like my first idol. I just love her.
And that's actually true about the affirmations to heal your body, because I did that. And Stepanie, didn't you do that as well when we had our illnesses? So it actually does work.
Yes, over and over. And you know what? When you hear an affirmation, you might hear several, but that one that grabs you, that one that hits your soul, that's meant for you right then. So that's the one that you carry. Okay. And then the second book I have is Heal Your Mind. Dr. Schultz actually wrote this with Lois Hay and her techniques in mind. Prescription of wholeness and wellness and affirmations and intuition, because this is how you grow your intuition so much deeper. And then this is by Soul Speak by Julia Cannon. Julia Cannon is Dolores's daughter, and she's carrying on the candle for her mother. And this book, it's absolutely amazing. It'll show you the ways to work with your body and heeding the messages and that it gives you. And once you start doing that, things just get better, and you just get more connected all the time. The closer you get to yourself. And and I'm so glad that I got to witness Stepanie do this, because she is, I look up to her a lot in that regard. So it was a really great story. So exciting. That's like the juice, it's so much better than all, gossip or any kind of negative stuff. It's exciting. All the stories that you get in that, it's good.
Well, I was really excited to do this with April. And the funny thing is, when she first started down this road, I had no freaking clue what she was talking about. QHHT, what are you even talking? I knew who Dolores Cannon was. I'd never even heard about QHHT. So I had to look it up. And then she told me more about it. But still, I was like, I don't know what this means. So it was really neat, though. She sent me a list of sample questions, because you have to do your homework, because, you really have to go into this with what do you want to learn from it. I do firmly believe in that we reincarnate. I do firmly believe that we live multiple lives, that we are constantly learning lessons, etc. I also know and believe that we sometimes don't truly finish and learn the lesson from our last lifetime or the previous. Sometimes we carry something through, or a niggle through, that then kind of hinders us in fully moving on to the next level of lessons that we need to learn. And so, one of the questions that I always had my whole life, I was brought up just like everybody else. Oh, you go to school, then you go to college, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, all these things. And I hated college. I hated the jobs I got, even though I made a lot of money. I never got married. I didn't have kids. I felt like a complete failure. And I wasn't a failure, but I felt like a complete failure because what I was taught, I couldn't achieve. And one of my biggest questions has been, why am I not good enough? Why did I not get married? Why did I not have kids? Why am I not good enough to have done those things in this lifetime? Have I already done that? Or am I bringing something forward from past lives, keeping me from doing that? Have I ever been married and had, I have the happy family that we're all supposed to have and all that stuff? So Michelle had done a past life reading for me. I'd never been, at that point when Michelle did the past life reading for me, I'd not ever been hypnotized or gone through a past life regression. And stuff that Michelle did not know me then, really, and I didn't ask any questions. I did not ask one question. And what she came back with was phenomenal and answered a lot of my questions. A lot of my questions, not completely, but a lot of my questions. And it really helped me to start heal that part. Then I met this girl, Ariel, who lives in Georgia, and she was taking my class, and she was going to college for hypnosis. I'm sorry, guys. I've got a head cold. She was taking hypnosis in college. not just for past life regressions, but, to help people quit smoking and your normal stuff, diets and all that stuff. So she did a session with me a few years ago. And what I thought was that I went back through several past lives. I didn't realize that it was mostly, I think now, looking back on it, was all one. So just pieces, fragments of one lifetime. And Ariel was kind of disappointed because she kept asking me as I was hypnotized, what was the most important thing in each of these, what I thought was several lifetimes, that I needed to know. And I wasn't giving her that, oh my goodness, answer. It just wasn't satisfying her, what she thought I was going to tell her. You know what I mean? So fast forward a few years, and I go through the questions, and I go up to meet April, and she took me through the session, and she said, you can be out. This could take 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. So I spent the night with her, and I remember she was taking me through, hypnotizing me and taking me back through my lives, or through, to the life I needed to go to. And she was like, okay, now I want you to, stop and get off the cloud and go to the past life. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not hypnotized. Oh, I'm in a dark forest. Leading up to it, I was thinking, she's gonna, any minute now, she's gonna tell me to go to this past life, and I'm not hypnotized.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
That's funny.
So yeah, so I wasn't really sure. Like, I didn't say a lot in my session. Like I was so like I was saying as like the basics that I needed to, but it was hard for me to talk, I guess. Just hard for me to even move my lips to tell you what you were asking me and such. And Dale. So
I've seen that.
yeah. So she was asking me, she's like, so where are you? And what does it look like? And this and this and this. And I'm just like, I've already seen all this. I need to get to this point. And she's like, asking me all these questions. And I'm like, not important, not important. We're going over here.
It's true. Dale, can you believe that?
So I went back to the same past life that Ariel had taken me to. One thing that you need to know about QHHT, they do it in person. It's really not safe to do it virtually because things can happen when you're under. So it needs to be in person.
Okay.
Anyway, so I went back to the same past life that I had with Ariel. Only now I realized it was everywhere I went in Ariel's was all one lifetime. But I didn't get the final, I didn't get the lesson, I didn't get the message, I didn't get what I was supposed to get out of it. So essentially, I lived back on a farm way back, wore a dress, barefoot all the time. I was a witch. I spoke to the animals. I didn't have a lot of friends. My dad was like a trader / farmer. We had every animal you could imagine. My mom was very quiet. And there was a forest that I spent a lot of time in, lots of pine trees. And then on the other side of it was this older couple, and they had taken in this little boy that was 4 years old, and they would have been his grandparents' age. So everybody in town knew I was a witch. Nobody wanted me playing with their kids and the whole thing and whatever. So growing up, I spent most of my time outside with the animals and in this woods. And this little boy, I was much older than him, but he was afraid of me, but not afraid of me. He wouldn't like actually go anywhere with me, but we'd be in the woods together and he'd just keep his distance. And I knew something wasn't right, and I knew they were going to kill him. And so I tried to save him, and I couldn't. So long story short, I had a boyfriend. I mean, there wasn't a lot of people. My parents did not like him. So one day I had gotten in a fight with my parents because they didn't want me to see this boy. I was probably 17 at the time, and I ran into the woods bawling, like crying, whatever, running. And I sat down on a rock by a tree to rest. And then that old man came after me with an axe because he knew that I was trying to save that little boy. The little boy must have told. So I took off running again, and I ran to their house, and I was in their kitchen, and I'm looking at the old woman, and she was sitting like by their stove / wood burner in a chair, and she's holding the little boy on her lap. And the little boy's eyes were black. And in my session, because I've got a audio recording, so I listened to it back, I just kept saying his eyes are black because I wasn't looking at the little boy. I was looking at his spirit. He was already dead. But he was just sitting there with his eyes black. And then the old man got me. He killed me with the axe. And then he must have put me on a bed to cover it up or whatever. And I just remember dying on that bed. Mm-hmm. But when I did this with Ariel, I thought that they killed me for being a witch. I didn't put it all together until I did this with April. So I wasn't quite sure at the time of the session exactly what the lesson was, what I was supposed to get out of it. And things started to come to me in the next few days, like these epiphanies would come to me. I've been trying to save that little boy I don't know if this was my last lifetime, but I've been trying to save that little boy. All of my dogs I've rescued have been boys. When I do my investigations, 4-year-old little boys always come through. I've been trying to save this little boy. And it just doesn't have to be about a little boy. I've tried to save everybody, especially men that I've been in relationships with and whatnot. I've always been trying to save them. I thought that's what I was supposed to do, is save them. So the main lesson here was I've been feeling so guilty that I didn't save him. I wasn't supposed to save him. I'm not supposed to save anybody. I was just supposed to be a positive person in his life. And I wasn't supposed to save him. So now I've learned, and the biggest thing was I'm only responsible for my actions and reactions. And I've learned that recently, and that just solidified it. I'm only responsible for my actions and my reactions. I wasn't supposed to save him or anybody. I'm not supposed to save anybody. That's on you. So it was really eye-opening for me. Then April, I had questions about lots of things, obviously. And one of my questions was, excuse me. One of my questions was, I had this thing in my head that you pass away, your soul goes to heaven, you decide what you're going to do, you come right back to earth, and you live your next life. I didn't know it could be hundreds of years before you come back. So I said, how can I be talking to spirits from the 1800s, the 1900s, whatever? How can I be talking to them in my investigations? Why aren't they in their next lifetime? Because I truly feel like in all the investigations that I've done and all of the spirits that I've spoken to, there are those that are trapped here because of something tragic. It wasn't part of the plan. There are those that choose to be here because they're protecting their castle. They're, for whatever reason, they choose to stay here and be earthbound for now. But I also feel that there are those that go back and forth between the planes. So I was just struggling with this now for a long time. How can I why aren't they in their next life? So she told me to read Dolores Cannon's Between Death and Life. And so I did. It is a book that has a lot of, so Dolores did these sessions, these QHHT sessions for like 45 years, I think she said. And this book was published for the first time in 1993. None of the subjects had ever spoken to each other. So she published this book about how so many of them came back with the same things that they saw in the spiritual realms. It was beyond past life regressions, it was some of them talked about being on the spiritual plane, not just about a past life. It's a fascinating book. Then I realized, oh, well, I can be talking to them because they haven't reincarnated yet. You don't just go back and like be born again like that. There's a lot that has to happen before you come back. But in reading this book, there were some things that I said, even though I said very little in my session, there were some things that I said that were in that book, and it blew my mind. I was taking pictures of it and sending it to April. I said that. I said that.
Well, you know, you and Dolores have something in common. She is also a paranormal investigator.
Yeah.
So, you know, Dolores can take you anywhere you need to go. So any book you grab is you'll love. But I was going to mention, Stepanie, that because I've done several clients by now, and you know, everyone's different. But the one thing you asked me when I brought you out of it, you just was like touching your face. You was like, was I crying? And I'm like, yes. It was a very emotional experience for her. And you could see, she was just so good. And she was laying there and you could see all of this emotion, and it was incredible for me to watch. I mean, Stepanie was my first one. So I'm just really, you know, and if you're an empath and a sensitive, like I am, and extremely sensitive, like I pick up things in my body from people and I carry it, and I have to realize what I'm doing. So I have my things anyway that I do to manage that. But I really got to observe her, and it was quite the experience. And just watching her go through it emotionally was incredible.
Wow.
I won't forget that. And I know that I know, just, you know, with my studies and all that, that was released from her body. Now, your body holds the memories, okay? Your mind may not, but your body holds these traumas, you know, that you don't even realize from your past lives. And, you know, so this is why we do the work, you know, to heal that within the body, and for her to let that go. Like, I visually got to participate in that, and it was so incredible. Especially, you know, you have a little leeway and a little comfortableness doing someone that, you know, that's like your sister. Okay. I'm thinking, oh my God, what if it's somebody, you know, that I don't know, you know, but I'm pretty comfortable now anyway. But I was just so in awe by you, Stepanie. It was a great experience.
So about the point about holding memory, which is very interesting. Okay, so it's on the same line of, you know, just like quartz crystals. Now, quartz crystals holds memory. That's why they use quartz crystal in, you know, watch batteries. They use them in almost all of our electronics for memory purposes. So if you think about that, and, you know, how, you know, and quartz crystal is energy. It's all energy. So it's like energy, you know, that absorbs energy, and everything constantly almost absorbing itself in a sense. Okay. And hanging on to that unless we release it. So it's just like a crystal, you know, a crystal gets full over time. You have to cleanse it. You have to charge it. Our bodies work the same way. Our energetic field works the same way. So I think that's very interesting, you know, what you're saying here, as far as, you know, like our spiritual cords, our energetic field, our spirit, we do hold on to these energies. And, you know, a lot of times the issue here is it's not as easy as just saying, okay, I'm going to go cleanse it out in the dirt or under the moon and recharge, right?
Yes. Well, I will say, you know, as you're learning, it's sort of like meditation. The more you do it, the closer you get. So meditation is so important for all of that, for releasing and coming into your body. And the books that I mentioned, or what these girls teach you, it's so amazing that we can do the majority of this ourselves.
Right.
But to have the QHHT experience is really very incredible. And just speaking for myself, when I did the Soul Speak certification first, and for me that was important because, you know, my personality is that everyone else comes before me.
Mm-hmm.
You girls can relate to that, and so I didn't realize after, I would say, halfway through the class, I was just overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking, oh my goodness, that's where this came from. That's where that came from. That's where that came,
Right.
And I became overwhelmed. And, luckily, it's a great group of people too. And, so we just worked back and forth to kind of, help me weed through some of that so that I could actually not feel so overwhelmed with working
Awesome.
on my personal body. So,
Right.
it's like anything else, it just takes time. But the more you do it, the more connected you get, the more intuitive you get, the more beautiful spiritual things come to you. And, you've created your most magical inner being. And
Yes.
yeah, it's
And
wonderful.
And also, Adele has a question. He says, I wonder why it's so difficult for us to remember our past lives. Wouldn't it be easier to learn from our mistakes if we remember? What do you have to say about that?
Well, so we're in a time now where we are starting to remember. Stepanie took charge of that session. Like I said, and that's typical Stepanie. But you know what? She is in such a beautiful place. Like, I admire you so much, Stepanie, because that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I truly, after that session and then after reading the book, even though I had a hard time with part of the book, and you can't take you have to take what
And
resonates.
we chatted it out.
And we chatted it out. And it's just like the Bible, not everything's true, or you don't have to, not everything has to be fact, whatever. It's really helped me to understand that I am on the right path.
Yes.
And my biggest thing was I supposed to remember? Like, I remember when I went back and listened to the audio, there was a few parts where I was like, oh, I mean, I remembered, but I didn't remember until I listened to it back. So then, of course, you go through, just like any of us do with our intuition, etc. Am I making that up? Did I just make that up?
Right.
It's just what we do. Did I make it up?
Yeah. And that's why we give the client the audio, because you listen to it over and over again, because there's a lot to process in anything you do in the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
Not to mention life, but in combining the two. And you just did a beautiful job. I was honored, but I was mostly thankful because it just made it that much easier for me.
Well, Stepanie, while you were under hypnosis, did you feel like you say, like when you were right there with this man that was coming after this little boy and all of this, did it feel like you were actually there, or was it like vision type things you were going through? How did it feel?
I really did feel like I was there, but I couldn't feel any. I was there. I was in that body at that time, but I didn't feel anything. Like, I didn't feel pain or the sadness or whatever.
When she was observing her death, when she came up on that, it was you could It
Mhm.
was it
Really?
was shocking to her, and then she went in to tell, she kind of calmed herself down as Stepanie would,
Mhm.
and so it was, it was better than watching a Raymond. I don't know how else to put it, but she, you could just tell where she was at with her emotion. It was,
Mhm.
and because we don't have you experience the death, we have you observe.
Right.
So
Right. So I guess to your point, Michelle, I felt like I was observing. But I was like right there observing. Like I wasn't in that body, but I was
Mhm.
right there observing it.
So I do that, and it's actually remote viewing that when I go into these past lives and like see myself, I'm actually remote viewing myself. Sometimes I'm astral traveling, but usually it's like remote viewing. And so that's why I was wondering, this is very interesting. So is there a possibility that it's a kind of like a remote viewing type situation?
mhm.
Is it a
Yeah,
possibility?
it's a few things involved, your subconscious, your higher self. Um, so the work that we do, I'm going to read. Can I read something that one of
Oh,
the
yes.
clients wrote, and it'll sort of give you a picture of. Um, this is what came out of a reading for them. We are beings of light. That's all you need to know at this present moment in time. We are here to help and heal. That is our purpose. We serve mankind because that's what we've been asked to do. Our goal is for all of you to transverse. I believe they meant transform, or not sure of the words, into light. We work on a level far above guides and spirits, even above the level you call ascended masters. If this vibration was brought into your body, then you would not be able to cope with this type of energy. It's like putting a spinning top into a body. We work with symbols because it's easier for us to communicate this way. We thank you for being part of this experiment, as we call it, but we both benefit from what's happening here today.
Wow.
And you say symbols. That's how spirit has, since I was 3, connects with me through
Mhm.
symbols.
That is going, you've been working straight with source. It is above all ascended masters, angels, guides, and the like. Yes.
So
So
you think I was interesting? Wait until you do Michelle.
oh no, yeah, I'm a little intimidated.
I can't wait.
Oh boy, yeah,
Next month. Next month. We've got the date set, don't we?
yes, we do. I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one because I can just
Yeah.
I'm trying to fit as many as I can before then, so I can stick in this skin.
well, Dale better get with you sooner. He's gonna miss out.
Oh yes.
Dale said, buckle up. All right.
And there was Amy too. I think Amy reached out to me as well.
Did she reach out?
Yeah, she did. I
good.
sent her some information. Told her if she had any questions to let me know, and so
Excellent.
she'll probably reach out when she's ready.
So Yvonne, are you still on? Yeah, there's Yvonne. Okay, so Yvonne can tell you. So I went with Yvonne a few years back to what was the name of it? It's the oh shoot, it's like right beside Washington D.C. in Virginia. It was for the burial, the army burial for her parents, and I went up there with her. And she slept with me in the motel bed, speaking about energy. And so, I'm not kidding. The blinds went up and down on their own. And yeah, I'm used to that. But Yvonne was like, do you see that? And I'm like, do you see that? And so then that night, Yvonne said that she could feel like the heat from my body. Like she could feel like some kind of other energy, not mine, other energy. And that there was someone at the foot foot of the bed, after she could feel it, she said it was like my legs started floating up from the bed. I didn't know. But she said it's like I started floating. And I woke up and I started communicating because like I knew there was somebody at the foot of the bed. And the light, Yvonne can tell you, the light that was across the room, a lamp came on by itself. Did it not, Yvonne? It came on by itself. Yeah. So it's like the energy is just so awesome. You know, as long as it's beautiful energy, it is just so cool. But I really feel like it's going to be so much fun.
It is. Yeah. I'm just gonna be by myself and take care of myself until you show up so I can be just right. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. So
yeah, it's all true. Let me tell you.
when you were talking about that, so I've never understood why I don't dream. I only dream if there's something that I'm supposed to know. But this has confirmed for me, and Dolores has confirmed for me, that you do not stay in your body when you're sleeping. Now you return before you wake up. But
Right.
and I was like, oh, I mean, this doing it, I just feel so normal now.
I know. It's like the weird, I don't remember my dreams except for the ones that mean something. And now I know, like, these places I go to, it's not in my head.
And you can and you can actually leave. And so I've gotten into a habit of, please, wherever I go tonight, keep me in a safe, healing place. So to heal my body. And anyway.
Yeah. Well, you can ask Dale. Speaking of something like that, we were at, and it was hot, but we were at this, the Cedar Grove Tavern, and we were back behind the bowling lanes and doing an investigation. He was standing behind me, and I had the night vision camera, and he just was recording, even though it was pitch black. So all he saw was black. But it was a good thing he was, because my footage went corrupt. And so he at least caught the growl that we heard. But he was standing behind me. It was a very small, narrow space. And he said that heat was just radiating off me. And he was going like this behind me. Like, and he said it was like a wall of heat behind me. And it was that whoever was growling, I guess, was
right. That was an awesome investigation, though. It really was.
Yeah.
So Yvonne said, this is so neat to know because I haven't remembered my dreams, which is true. She's told me that for quite some time now.
Yeah, she's an astro traveler.
So Yvonne, see, there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong. You're just leaving your body when you go to sleep.
You are busy in the middle of the night.
And when you get to the point that you can change, like, and you can like consciously change things or communicate or whatever, that's when it's really cool. Because I've gotten to that point.
I have a question, though, for either one of you or anybody out there. Because I'm not a dreamer, so I have a friend who is a serious dreamer. I mean, we're talking like they can have lots of nightmares and they just dream like the wildest stuff. Is there anyone that you know that's like that? Because for me, I feel like that's a total gift in another way. But I don't know what that would be. It doesn't happen to me. So I'm just curious.
I honestly don't know. I'm like Stepanie. When I dream, it means something. Either I'm traveling and I know I'm traveling, or it's a vision. It's like a dream vision.
That's how I am too.
So I don't really know.
I feel like lately, now that I'm understanding more, that I'm either traveling to past lives or traveling to future lives.
Is Marcia saying that sounds like her, that she dreams a lot, or is she saying she's like us?
Marcia is saying she dreams a lot with Bluegrass Paranormal. And then we have another Marcia MC that's saying that hers are never nightmares, but she does have repeating, recurring dreams. Now, go ahead if you don't mind and address these, and then I have something to say about these recurring dreams when you guys get done.
I have a stink bug on me. One moment.
Okay. With Marcia, she's saying that she Marcia with Bluegrass Paranormal.
If I join the chat, it makes me leave. So are you telling me to answer to them or ask them?
Yeah, just on the not in the chat. They can hear you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are they asking?
Okay, so basically, okay, when we were talking about some people, you were saying April dream it like all the time. All the time.
So she said that I have nightmares, crazy dreams, and vision dreams. That's a friend of mine does as well. So I was wondering if she could say anything about that. If she's how that works for her. Does she like she says she has vision dreams? I don't know how to help my friend with that because I don't do that. I'm just wondering maybe if Marcia has some things that she does or gets from those dreams.
You know, Marcia, we need to have another show about vision, how to tell the difference between dream visions and regular dreams. Let's do that. Okay, dream. We're going to do a show on dreams.
I didn't mean to hijack.
And how to interpret. Also, how to interpret them. A few interpretations. And then we have but Marcia MC, she's saying that she says mine are never nightmares, but I do have repeat dreams. Now the thing about repeating dreams, now Marcia, my question is, how often are these becoming recurring dreams? Because now, just to give you a tiny story here, a personal story about myself. When I was a child, from age 5 to age 8, I had a recurring dream, and it wasn't every single night, but it was several times a week. And I was in an elevator, and I was like spinning around in the elevator. And then several years later, when I was a nurse, I was in an elevator crash. It actually came true. So it was kind of like what do you call it? Not predestined. It was like a premonition type thing, but it wasn't premonition. I feel like it was something. Well, I know it was something in my soul contract that I was like spirit was preparing me for as a child that I was going to go through later on. So that's why I'm very curious. Let's see. Okay, so Marcia with Bluegrass Paranormal says, I have nightmares, crazy dreams, and vision dreams. Yes. Okay.
I used to have a recurring dream when I was younger as well.
Did it come true? Has it happened?
Well, but I feel like this was a past life because it was the weirdest thing. I never ever watched, there was a show when we were that age that was like, I don't even remember what it was called, but it was 8 men or something in caves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I
was of the Apes.
Was that what it was? And I felt like there was dinosaurs and stuff, but it was allegedly in my grandparents' yard. But I was having this dream about that, and every night I was in this, and I never watched that show, so I don't know how I would have how I even had those dreams. You know what I mean? Right. I may have seen a trailer or whatever to it, maybe. But
do you think, Stepanie, was that because I did too when I was a little girl? But mine was like a nightmare because I felt like I didn't understand it. There was always a face that came in, and just as soon as I would try to see it, it would go away. And then there was another one where I was being chased through the attic. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just wondering if it wasn't our sensitive abilities then, just because I look back and neither one of them were harmful to me, but it seemed and felt like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then it wasn't until I lived here, so I was in my 20s, that I started to have my what do you call them? Night terrors. And they tormented me for a long time until I finally went to somebody that helped me with the prayer to say and how to protect myself and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So
That was scary.
yeah, I think that that's something nobody knew to give us
Right.
sensitives when we were young.
Right. And now Marcia MC says, excuse me, sometimes during the repeat dreams, I already know where I'm driving to, curves and turns in the roads. So Marcia MC, how long have you been having this same reoccurring dream? And do you recognize where this place is? Have you seen it before that you know of in this lifetime? Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marcia with Bluegrass Paranormal says, most of the time I know it's a vision because someone comes to me in my dream with something that's going to happen. Yes, yes, yes. I totally agree.
I am so intrigued by
Hey,
that.
welcome. Welcome, Limestone Spirit. Yeah. Marcia with Bluegrass, we're definitely going to have to do a show on dreams, how to tell the difference in visions and reoccurring dreams that are soul contract, premonition type things, and also a few interpretation skills here. Very interesting. Okay. So this is Marcia MC. I've had that one at least 4 to 5 times. It's Southern Indiana into Kentucky, going to a hometown.
Oh.
Wow.
Dang.
Okay. So there's definite meaning here. It's hard for me to just, come out and explain to you what this means or interpret myself without knowing, I would have to know the whole from beginning to end. Because when you interpret, everything is important.
Yeah.
The time of day, who's driving the vehicle is everything. So I would have like 20 million questions for you that we just can't do on here. However, hold on to that thought. And so when Marcia and I do a live about dreams, I would love for you to attend here in the live chat and us discuss these things, because we can go on and on. We'll try to do it earlier in the day, to where we can just, if it takes hours, we will take hours and we will discuss these things, because we're not the only people out here having dream visions and traveling in our sleep. There's a lot of people noticing now that these things are real. So
Right.
not only can this help you, but this can help many. So
Right.
this is amazing.
Right.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
So is there, as far as the Dolores Cannon, QHHT, is there anything else like, you can teach people who are on here now or that come on a little
Well, I know
later?
she said she's going to do another session with me. So we'll see what happens.
You have a whole other past life we got to go to, because you finished that one up nicely. I guess what I would say to you is, like Dale asking the questions, shouldn't we learn from our mistakes? The first time, I think that's what he said, but, we don't.
Well, what he wanted to know is why can't we remember them so that we can learn from them, is what he said.
I got you. Yeah. So yeah, your body does remember, just like in a QHHT session, the healing from that. There's, if you read the Soul Speak book, there's different body parts that'll tell you what, your arms are for nurturing, nurturing, giving nurture and receiving nurture and stuff. So, every part of the body has a message for you. And so the deeper that you go with caring for yourself and your body and your mind, And meditation, so many times we tell ourselves that we're crazy because we have these crazy thoughts that come into our mind, and then
Other people say we're crazy.
other people, that's right. Yes, I just said to Michelle this week, I was, telling her about how spot on she was on a couple of things for me and whatnot. Just go to someone else that can, validate it, because usually it's always the first thing that pops into your head. And no matter how crazy it sounds, you need to listen to yourself.
Yes.
Hear the messages of your body, hear what your mind is saying, because there's something to it.
Yeah.
So the closer you get to doing all of that, and meditation, that's why that's so important. It's being connected with yourself, and you'll always get the truth from your higher self, always.
Yes, absolutely.
She asked my subconscious or source, hi Dusty, yep, and she asked if I needed to worry about health issues anymore. And the answer was not as long as I stay on my path. So the interesting thing is, every time I stray from my spiritual path, something happens. And like, it was my breast cancer, and then it was squamous cell carcinoma, and then it's like every time I stray and feel like I need to go get a job or whatever, something, my body starts to tell me I need to stay on the path. And it's hard to trust sometimes that things will be provided, when things are slow and I'm not doing a gathering or whatever. It's hard, but that was, and then the other thing was, what was I supposed to tell what was I supposed to tell the world? And it was that there's just so much more.
Yes. And that was one of the reasons, Stephanie, that you did not get married, because she was told there wasn't time for it. She had too much to do. She had
it was just a distraction.
Yeah. Exactly. And it was, I was like, yes, that is so true.
Yeah. She asked, will she get married yet in this lifetime? Yeah. And it was like, probably not. Shouldn't have time for that.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta say, my baby came in. He popped in to say Happy Valentine's Day. Darren Stokes. That's him. Oh, I love you so much, sweetheart. Happy Valentine's. I already told you, but again, I'll say it live. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love you. Okay, so all right. It looks like Jennifer, it has to go to bed, and we'll finish up tomorrow. So good night, Jennifer. We love you so very much. Fundamentals, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for sharing this out, my friend. This is absolutely beautiful of you. Now, do we have anyone in the live chat that has any questions for these ladies? Because, I mean, just think of the people that, you can help that come back and watch this, just with your questions. Because this is something really amazing. Like I said, I'm going to have mine done with April this coming month, and I'm so excited. But it does help prepare me on what to expect, and I'm sure each experience is going to be different, and it's going to be different for April, too. But I just think this is so awesome. Let's see, Marsha Michelle has had the intergalactic dreams. Oh wow, yeah,
yeah. Marsha said the dream that geeked her out the most was her galactic dream with a spinning experiment.
Yes. I let me tell you, you're not dreaming. Those are not dreams, honey. You're being on the ships. You're being with interdimensional or extraterrestrial beings. They're teaching you. They're downloading you. They're explaining to you, because we're part of them. We're volunteers. We're part of them. I know this might sound a little woo-woo, but it's true. It's true. So you're actually going there. They're communicating with you. So the more, when you begin realizing that, wait a minute, they're communicating with me, that's when they know you understand that, okay, she knows. Let's do it more now. Let's go ahead and tell her what we want to tell her so she can start living her purpose to help humanity, because they want to help us. I mean, humanity, I mean, let's just face it. Look where we are.
I'm going to share another book by Dolores Cannon. Can I do that?
Yes, please do.
Okay, I'm going to, it's just, like I said, they're all good, but I have my favorites. And this one is, oh my gosh, where is it? I'll tell you in a minute. I don't want to hold you up.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
So, April, while you're doing that, Yvonne wants to know how she can learn more. So, if there's people on here that aren't within driving distance of you, how can they find somebody to do QHHT for them?
That's a great question.
Yes, they can go to the DoloresCannon.com or QHHTofficial.com and get all the information there. They have a practitioner locator in your area that you just pop your area in and it'll come right up.
You said QHHTofficial.com?
Yeah, and if you let me know where you are, for anyone that's interested, and when I do travel, then I'm happy to come your way.
Awesome.
April's in Ohio. She's about an hour from me in Ohio, Laura.
Yes.
And so while she's looking for that, if anyone wants to reach out to April, you can find her on the Witches Be Traveling. It's a new YouTube channel. If you go on there, you're going to see shorts from, where me and Stepanie have uploaded shorts of me and Stepanie doing our little lives together, with our readings and stuff. You'll know you're in the right spot. Okay.
Yeah. And you can also go to brandedmoxie.com and you can see what all that I do there as well.
Now that is BRANDEDMOXIE, right?
Yes. Right. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Branded Moxie. Yes.
That's cool, Marcia. I heard you you said Southern Indiana into Kentucky, so I wondered where you were. So I'm in Southeast Indiana.
Vaughn said, okay, Michelle knows where I live. Yeah, Rumi.
Yep.
Yes. And I'm coming back to Florida really, really soon. Yeah.
Okay, so that book is The 3 Waves of Volunteers in the New Earth.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of my favorites. So that'll also tell you a lot more. But
so Marcia MC is not far from you, and Marcia from Bluegrass is not far from you. So they both could hook up
from
with
me.
Nice.
From April.
Oh, from April. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes, please just reach out. I would love to. And Yvonne's not traveling with you, is she, Michelle?
No. Yvonne has been having the adventure that I'm missing right now.
Oh no.
Florida, with all the manatees coming, and this is like a huge event worldwide. Oh, the manatees are coming to Florida right now in loads, and I had to come to Kentucky. That is worth it, though. That is worth it.
Yes.
The situation is worth it. So, but Yvonne has adventures like crazy. And I love Yvonne. She's a Virgo. I'm a Capricorn. We get along so well, as far as like adventuring and, we just go, don't we, Yvonne?
Yep.
We both love nature. So,
Love it.
that's so much fun.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I do really highly recommend it because all of us, in my opinion, at least I and a lot of people that I know have always wondered things. We always knew there was pieces missing of information.
And that's why we carry like some of the cancers and things, cancers, diabetes, and all of that. Read Dolores Cannon's books. She has healed so many people. Now, you have to remember that if it's in your future life, if there's a purpose with something like that, then it won't be healed.
Right.
But so again, that's why a lot of people do QHHT is for the healing part.
Right.
It's just incredible.
Right.
Wow, this has just been so interesting. I really, really love this. Is there anything else? It doesn't look like we have anything else in the chat as far as questions. Is there anything else that April, you or Stepanie can think of that you would like to discuss before we begin to wind things down? Hey, Karen.
Hi, Mary. Mary says she's late to the party. She'll have to watch the replay. Hi, Karen.
Sure. Hey, Mary.
Dale said he feels like he's so not ready for April. Maybe
Oh, come on, Dale.
really focus on learning to meditate and try to get his own life questions in order first. I don't know. It's hard. Oh, you're such a Taurus. For God's sake.
You're a spooky investigator. Should be a chicken.
Good grief. Just do it, Dale. When is the next supermoon? We just had the super new moon, I think. I'm not sure. Too funny. Well, just like my cold, I don't get sick, but this cold was just enough because I needed to stop. I was doing too much and I needed to stop. And so it's just been enough to make me stop and sleep and do nothing. So I didn't get real sick over it. I kept telling myself I'm not, because, positive affirmations, but I've allowed myself to sleep for the last 2 days. I went to bed at 9:30 last night.
Wow. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Your body just really needed the rest.
Yeah. Emotionally, physically, I was done. Oh,
hey, while you're talking about that, like I am at the point right now. It's like I'm going through, which I'm sure some of it has to do, with Dad's situation, like emotionally and stuff. But it's like I am just like fierce, like work, and my body, and I know better because when my body starts, screaming, hey, you're too tired to move, but my mind's still working, I know it's time for me to lay down and go to sleep.
Yep.
But I'm not right now. It's like I'm just like fierce as far as work related. I can't stop. It's constant.
You burn the candle at both ends. That's what I do. Late at night, early in the morning.
I've been staying up all night long and all day too.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And then I'll nap a few hours where when my mind stops working correctly, I'll put it that way. Things, I'm starting to make a lot of mistakes. Yes. Then I'm like, okay, I got to put it away. And I walk away and I literally have to eat like healthy carbs, keto carbs, but like broccoli, cabbage and stuff like that. But let it do its thing about 30 minutes to help me get sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
I literally have to do that.
Yvonne is telling you, take care of yourself, please.
I know. Yvonne knows. She lives with me. She knows. She knows. Poor thing. Poor Yvonne, I'm so sorry for all of the times I have kept you awake, my friend. I'm so sorry.
It sounds like she's just looking forward to more. She wants you to behave and take care of yourself.
Yep.
Okay, well, it looks like all of the questions as far as the QHHT is concerned is over. So, all right, guys, are you ready to go ahead and never be? Oh, Yvonne, I love you so much. I do, my soul sister. I do. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for everything, Yvonne. You're absolutely incredible. Everyone here is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just such beautiful people.
We're sorry, Kieran. We're not doing readings tonight. We were just talking about past life regression and stuff like that. So we're not doing readings tonight.
Right.
And thanks for loving my fireplace.
Right. Yes, your fireplace is absolutely phenomenal. I love it. And Christmas, it was so beautiful. How you had everything decorated so pretty. Okay, guys. So I guess are you ready for us to go ahead and close this down then?
I am. Are you
April?
Yes.
All
and
right.
I want to say thanks to everybody for sharing their evening with me too. I didn't get to say hi to everybody, but
absolutely. On Valentine's Day. What greater day? I mean, this was Stefanie's idea to do this tonight on Valentine's Day. And, this is just so beautiful. I thought, you know what? It is a good time. It really is because, isn't Valentine's Day about love, right? It doesn't have to be intimate. It should be about love of the planet and us all coming together and learning from each other.
I have to tell you something real quick.
Yeah.
I was texting with Marsha today from Bluegrass Paranormal just to check in, see she does that every once in a while, and I caught her today, and I told her that I pulled a Marsha. That is, Stepanie knows. I know you both know. I pulled a Marsha, and I told her I ordered all these crystals at one time. I got some new crystals, and you're supposed to just get one, but I said no. I pulled a Marsha, and I got.
That's the way I am with cards, with tarot cards and oracle. I like get on because I order from Temu. My cards. I'm not kidding you because I'm like clearance shopper. Okay, I'm clearance everything. Clearance. If it's not clearance, get it away from me. So I'm like, and listen, guys, just so you know, I have figured Temu out, and if they catch me, I guess okay, they'll change it. But Temu, you can order a $10 limit, and for some reason, where I'm at in Kentucky and where Yvonne and I live in Florida, it's late all the time. It's late. So if your order is late, they give you a $5 credit. Now, if you only have to order $10 worth, and I usually order like $100 worth or more, I was ordering the whole thing at one time in the beginning till I was caught on, and I was like, oh, no. I'll buy 10, 11, 12 worth of stuff and do multiple orders. So then I end up, I'm not kidding though, like I end up getting so much free because my shipments keep coming late because I split them up. If I didn't split them up, and which you're allowed to do this, that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's just I split them up like that. I look for ways.
Of course, we have to.
So you must be okay. I hear a lot. I've never ordered from Temu, so they have good stuff. And
now there's been a few deck of cards, like 2. I've probably bought like 300 decks so far, and like I've had 2 decks that I wouldn't use just because I think they put them together like when the ink was still wet or something. So it pulled it off. Okay. So the 2 out of like 300 decks. So look, I got these in today, which I love nature, but this is a different deck of tarot. And these were like, I think I paid like $4, $4.59 for them.
Nice. I've always wanted to order from there, but my friends tell me I don't know.
I know. I've heard that you shouldn't I don't know. They're not good.
Yeah, but
Oh my gosh. Oh,
it
look at the ring
hurts.
I got. No, they are good. I guess it just depends on what you get. You see the ring I got? This is real sterling silver.
That's
Okay,
so
90.925 butterflies, the floating butterfly, the floating ring. And so, anyways, of course, the crystal's not real. That's okay. I don't care. It's cute. But it's real silver. Okay. And I mean, it really is real silver. And I paid, I think it was like $2.11 for it.
That's awesome, Michelle.
Yeah. The only problem with Temu is you have to wait again. It doesn't always get there on time. You have to wait. It's not like Amazon where you can get it in 2 days or, overnight or something like that. You have to wait several weeks. But, I'm okay.
Vintage.
Give me that clearance.
I love it. I love it.
Vintage asked earlier, who does pets? What do you mean who does pets? As in communicates with pets or QHHT with pets? Or what do you mean who does pets?
Readings? Because we all communicate with pets, if that's what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Readings. Yeah, we do readings specific for pets on the channel sometimes. And then I know Michelle does as well, but I communicate with live and past pets as far as sessions as well. Mary says, Stephanie does pets. I've done a session with Mary and her pet. Yep.
Yeah, we do it different ways. It's like Stepanie did an awesome training, and Stepanie actually read for one of my past animals, and it was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. So it's like we do it different ways. I go to source, to spirit, and I just ask the same way that I would a person.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do.
I ask the same way. I don't do anything different. Stepanie actually took some kind of course. It's absolutely phenomenal. Truly.
She has a dog that's afraid in her house. I'm assuming this is a she. Afraid in the house. She's had him 6 months. Yeah, I can try to communicate with the dog to figure out why it's afraid.
I have to tell you something about the last couple of weeks. I was working in this house, and the woman, she's actually a friend of mine, but she's a client also. So her 2 dogs, she got a rescue dog. And so I'm going to tell you, these are both adult dogs, so they're not puppies, okay? They're going about the house. Well, I've never seen a dog in my life do this. It's as if for this one dog, the rescue dog, it's as if everything is happening on the ceiling. Mm-hmm. He's playing and there's stuff going on. Like, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And this is what connected us, because Stepanie knows that I don't talk like woo-woo stuff with this friend. Mm-hmm. And so finally one day it just came right out of my mouth. I said, I think your dog is playing with the angels. Like, I've never seen a dog that he's constantly up like this, and he's playing, and you can just tell he's seeing. And then that's what broke open the conversations with us, because she said, yes, he is, as a matter of fact. And then because we hadn't seen each other in so long that, I didn't know the path she was on, and she didn't know anyway. Yeah. It ended up being a beautiful story. But this dog plays with the angels in the house.
Mine does too.
Maybe this one doesn't understand that whatever's in the house could be good. Maybe it just scares them. Right.
If you email me at getspooky.society@gmail.com, we can talk about it. Getspooky.society@gmail.com. We could talk about it.
And I can say this now, my pug, Pookie. Now, I've had a little boy. His name's Alex. He's 4. Well, he passed at 4 years old. He has white hair. He's been with me since I had my NDE and came back. And Pookie, sometimes she'll growl at him and sometimes she doesn't. But the thing is, he's just coming up to her. He wants to play. A lot of times I overhear conversations like spirits talking to each other. And I overheard the little boy asking this. I don't know if it's his grandpa, but it was an older gentleman that had also passed. That's kind of like a caretaker over him somehow. But I heard the little boy say, "Can we take her?" And the older gentleman said, "She is not yours to take." And they were looking at Pookie. I saw them looking at Pookie. And Pookie, had her hair mohawked up and she was like, and I had to tell her that it was okay, and so sometimes I do feel like that. I feel like it's just the fact that they do get scared sometimes, even if it's a little child, just because I feel like somehow, I don't know how their senses work as far as like their sensory as far as seeing spirits, but they definitely somehow they do see them as well and they sense them. But I think some of it, just like a child, when I was little, I was tormented. It was scary because I didn't have someone to say, "Hey, this is what's happening."
Yeah.
Michelle, would you please back up and think about what you just said?
What did I say?
4-year-old little boy with white hair and an older gentleman. What was my past life experience? I'm going to totally cry right now.
Michelle is speechless.
What?
He had white hair, 4 years old, and it was like a grandpa.
Wow.
See,
you're my soul. You're part of my soul family. That's awesome. You were there, so you've got him now.
Oh my God!
When you were saying that, I was just like, "What?
What?
Huh.
What?"
I'm so glad I just got to witness this. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have been seeing my spirit guides. For those of you who are new, and I know this might sound strange, but I love it. Most of my spirit guides, they are dark skinned. Okay. And I love it. And I know that I am connected to the Pleiadians. Many of the Pleiadians on the spacecraft that I have come from at some point. I know this sounds weird, but I'm just giving it to you. Are dark skinned, and they download me with things and they teach me things, and they're so beautiful. Everyone thinks, well, a lot of people think that, the spacecraft, people, if they look human, that they are white skinned. That's not true in my case. Most of them are dark skinned, just so you know. And Stepanie had no idea about that. None. I had never discussed with no one other than Chris and possibly Yvonne. No one knew this. And they were coming to Stepanie in Stefanie's dreams, telling her things, preparing her, letting her know I was okay, but there was something that I was working on.
Yeah. Oh my God. I cannot believe that little boy is with you.
Wow.
That is the beautifulness of your friendship and your sisterhood, when sisters can just come on. That is so dimensional.
This is amazing.
It is.
I mean, that right there just proves it. It's not that I didn't believe it, but that right there just freaking proves it. As she's talking, I'm like, so if anybody missed the beginning of this live, you've got to go back because I tell about my past life regression with April, and it's about this little boy that was murdered by an older gentleman. That he was an orphan. The older gentleman and his wife took him in. They murdered him, and I was trying to save him, and then they murdered me. And I've been feeling so guilty of not saving him. And that was my lesson, was to know that I wasn't supposed to save him. And now he's with Michelle.
So why are they with me? Why did that little boy and that man come with me when after the NDE?
Maybe you'll find out in your past life regression.
Oh,
Oh, stop, you guys.
yes, April.
This is so wild. I love it when this stuff happens. Like, I have friends like that too, that we're just so connected, you guys. It's amazing. You have to do this stuff. You have to do it.
You have to ask about him because I have to know.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow.
That's awesome.
It truly is.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay.
Okay, right?
Breathe.
That is like the finale. Okay. I just want
Right?
to
I got nothing else.
say that.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to have it. Yes, I am, Yvonne. I am having a past life regression with April, and it is March 6th. Was that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
March 6th. Woo! While I'm in Kentucky. That way I don't have as far to travel.
Yep.
April, you're in Ohio, correct?
Yes.
So yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm here. Woo! Let's do this.
Oh, this is so.
Oh, what is the little? Lori wants to know, what is the little boy's name?
Alex.
And you know, that was the other thing when you were saying that. I'm positive that's what his name is.
Actually, you may have said that in the recording. You should check.
Oh, you all. Are you serious?
I'll check it.
You should check.
Are you serious?
I'm. Because
Yeah,
when you said
I
that, I was
felt
like,
that. When you said it, I felt it, and I'm not even in it. Like, just a bystander here.
If you said that, if you said his name is Alex on tape, video, whatever, I'm not even going to speak it on here. I will myself. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh.
I know, because he had little white blonde hair,
Yes, it's white.
and he would wear.
You've been working together for so long. Like, this is just amazing.
Yeah.
And I love that you are so kind and so excited with one another and just so loving to each other. It's just amazing.
It's respect.
Absolutely.
It's respect.
That's the number one. It's the highest form of love. Respect.
Right.
Yeah, because, well, you know, I mean, it's like Stepanie knows I work a lot or I create a lot, and during that time, my phone is off. I will not answer my phone. I don't care. I will not answer it. And Stephanie's the same way. Stepanie works a lot. She has a lot to do. And, you know, plus in the background, you know, I'm doing, you know, family, my dad, and, you know, all the stuff, and helping take care of mama and all these things.
That's why we stay grounded.
Yeah.
This is when I can.
I mean, think about it. Michelle has been in Kentucky since November, and we finally got to see each other last weekend.
Yeah. And I missed it.
I know.
Guess
what? I had a splitting headache. And now, as soon as we realized that Alex is with you and all of that, my headache's gone. I feel so much better.
Wow. This is absolutely amazing. Okay, please let me know if you say the name Alex.
Okay, I will. I'll go
for that little boy in your regression. This is, I mean, if it is, we need to like let people know about this somehow.
I think we just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, well, what would that mean? What does it mean?
That you were in that lifetime with me.
Oh my gosh, it probably would, wouldn't it?
You're my soul family. You were in that lifetime with me, and for some reason,
Well, you guys could have been sisters then. She could have been your mother. Like,
Right.
you just, you don't know.
I tell her all the time, she and Yvonne are like my sisters that I
Yeah.
never had. I'm my only child.
Yeah.
Wow. Could be.
Yeah.
Could
Could
be.
be.
Yes, because it's simple if you think about it. There is a cast in your life,
Right.
and that cast is with you through, you all agreed, every one of you agreed together to come here to deal with the situations that you're dealing with. And so it only makes sense. Have you had, so I'll just tell you, for instance, my son, so my mom had almost 60 grandkids.
How many?
60, almost between great grandkids and grandkids. Okay.
Wow.
So I was the youngest. And so my son was, one of the last. So at one point he was the youngest. And when he came in, everyone just flipped out because he is the splitting image of my dad. They could be twins.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And so if you've ever felt someone has taken another position, it's hard for me to explain because he's my son. But I can say this is that I felt like he was my dad in another life.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have that same cast that you work with.
Right.
And it could be in any capacity.
Right.
Really, it's so interesting.
Right.
So I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
Okay. That's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I have documented. So I was living with Yvonne. So here I was in Florida. You can see the date and the time. And I saw what looked like an alien. And I'll explain the alien in a minute. But see, and then the little boy told me his name was Alex. He was beside my bed. Yeah.
So cool.
Lori, it wouldn't be in this one. It would be in my past life regression, my QHHT audio, not in the audio from this one. I have to go back and listen to the one where I actually did the session with April.
Yeah, I mean, it hit me. I don't know if it's in there. I don't keep them. I give them to the client and then I'm done.
Yeah, so I'll have to go back and listen because I obviously have it. But yeah, wow. Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah, so please keep me informed. Now, I've got to know.
Well,
I gotta know too.
You guys will be the first two to know if it's in there.
Oh wow. Okay, so yeah, right.
All right. Okay, well, that's all we got.
Yeah, that's it. That was a lot.
That was a lot.
Ladies, thank you for having me on with you
course.
tonight.
Yep.
You are so very welcome.
Day, everybody.
Stepanie, thank you for joining in with us on this and telling your story. We so appreciate you. April, thank you so much for coming on and explaining the Dolores Cannon QHHT. This has just been phenomenal. I mean, I just love this. And thank you, everyone who has come on to join in the live chat. And those of you that come on later on, definitely if you do have questions, even once this recording is out there, after the live is completed, please put the questions in the comment and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Or Stepanie, if you're coming through Get Spooky Society channel, we'll get back to you as soon as she can. Or April with Witches Be Traveling, if you're coming through that channel, please leave your questions And, one of us will get back to you as soon as we possibly can and help you. If we know the answers, we don't know the answers to everything. We're learning every day too, just like everyone else is. We don't have all the answers.
Right.
So just please keep that in mind, but we'll do the best we can to help.
Right. And then we will have Michelle, the three of us will come back on after Michelle's session and talk about what happened with her.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, pressure.
All right. Right. All right. So much love to each of you.
You too.
Again, happy Love Day, right?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.